everywhere love the theatre, and Canadians are no exception. And given our diverse heritage, we have lots to choose from. Coming this August is something extra special, which not only encourages diversity in local theatre, but also has a message about social media. We are delighted to welcome actor Neeraja Ramjee to our studios this evening. Welcome to What She Said.
Thank you very much.
Before we get to your basically what is a one-woman show, this is not your only career. You have an interesting legacy so far. So how did you go from being a global businesswoman to an actor?
That's a good question. So I grew up in an academic family. So I did my engineering and my MBA, and I went down that route because I didn't know any better. I've always loved the arts. I've loved theater, music, movies. I'm a huge movie buff. But I never thought that could be me on screen. You know, that could be me in front of people doing this. Because to me, they were all like ethereal, right? I mean, nowadays I feel like, you know, stars are a lot more approachable because of social media and they interact a lot more with fans. But growing up, it was like, wow, Julia Roberts. Like, there's no way I can do what she's doing. So it never really occurred to me. But I always kind of did my little bit here and there, but nothing very serious. I moved to New York about 4 years ago. And I was going through a bit of a challenging time, and I was looking for a creative outlet. And I tried various things, and I saw this signage for this acting class go past me, and I thought, I'm going to go sign up. And I signed up, and within the first couple days, I was like, I love this. Why didn't I ever do this before? And I just felt happy and free, and I'd never felt that way before doing anything else. So that's when I started doing a lot of work. I started with stage, a lot of theater in New York, and an agent approached me after one of the shows, and I thought, well, I guess I'm okay at this, and maybe I can do this professionally. So that's when I really kind of started.
Was it a difficult transition for you and your family?
Not at all, actually. They've been extremely supportive. They were
That's
like, are you
great.
happy? And that's the bottom line question. I was like, I'm very happy. And they said, okay,
That's
do
good.
what you love. Yeah.
What about this one-woman show, Broken Images, did you find so riveting?
I had watched this play staged over a decade ago in India, actually. And it always kind of stayed with me, but almost at a subconscious level. And when I moved back to Toronto, I was missing the stage. I wanted something that I was passionate about, something that really got me. And if I was going to produce it, I wanted to be really, really, really passionate about it. And a friend of mine talked to me about this play, and I was like, well, I remember it. And I was like, it's unique, it's edgy, it's different. And it's an hour, it's one woman, it hits diversity in theater, it hits a lot of relevant themes that I think spoke to me. And I said, this is something I really want to sink my teeth into.
Tell us about those relevant themes.
So just as an overview, the play is essentially a psychological thriller about a very mediocre writer, and she writes in her native tongue, in a native Indian language. And she suddenly writes this book in English, and she becomes this international star, international novelist. She's traveling around the globe, New York, LA, London, and doing this press junket. And when she comes back to her native city, and she's talking about it, and a lot of people in the literary establishment give her flack for it, and they said, you know what, you've succumbed to the West, right? You've started writing
Sold
English.
out.
You've sold out, exactly. And she goes, you know what, I'm a writer, and I can write in whatever language I want to write in, so, shove it up. And so she's, given her speech, and she's been like really ballsy about it. And suddenly, without warning, her conscience, her image, pops up and starts to question her, interrogate her.
Don't you hate that pesky conscience?
I know. It's like, what are you doing? You look like me. And you kind of see how it kind of unravels and how she actually wrote this novel in English and what actually transpires. So it's pretty interesting.
So what is the message about social media?
So it hits on a few themes. It hits on identity crisis in terms of, who do we really think we are? We kind of evolve as people. And really the social media element of it is reality versus hyperreality. Do we really project ourselves to be different than who we are? In the world of Instagram and Facebook.
Don't you
and-
think the answer is a resounding yes? I look at
Yeah.
Instagram and I look at all these people
Yeah.
and think, how come I don't have a life like that?
Exactly.
How come I don't look like that at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no one's life is as perfect as Instagram, right? But I think there is a certain element where we all strive for a perfection that doesn't exist because of what you see. Because you wake up at 8 a.m. and you're like, I don't look like that. I look pretty crappy
Yeah.
at 8 a.m., right? And so I think we chase that. And I was reading this article recently about, how young people it's affecting the emotional well-being of young people because they kind of want to be there. It's this FOMO thing, a fear of missing out and of self-valuation with the number of likes that you get, etc. So I think social media is great for a lot of things, but anything in excess, I think, can be a bit troubling.
So what happens next for you? Do you have another project in the works after this play? Are you going to?
I don't know.
You don't
Right
know?
now it's all this and then we'll see. Yeah.
And so tell us exactly where people can see the play, get tickets, all of that.
Sure. The play is at the Red Sun Castle Theatre in Leslieville at 922 Queen Street East. The play runs from August 11th to August 20th with previews on August 10th.
Yeah, you live in New York, so you came back for this?
I came back to explore what opportunities I could find here in Toronto. And I got an agent, and I also do film and TV, and because I was missing the stage, I said, you know what, I want to do something in Toronto as well. So let me do something that I produce and something I feel passionate about.
Do you think the cultural environment here helps with that aspect as well?
I think the fantastic thing about Toronto, just like New York, is it's a melting pot. And I think it definitely helps, because you have people with different cultures. And I think a lot of times you look beyond skin, gender, and for people to come, because it is, even though it is about an Indian language writer, it is a generic storyline that people will relate to.
Can you ever see yourself writing a play?
Writing, I have the utmost respect for writers. It's the hardest thing. I was part of a theater company in New York where members are encouraged to write a play. So I did write a play. It's kind of sitting at the moment, but I might look into it, but I don't know at the moment if I would. I don't think I'm confident enough to do that at this point.
It seems this particular play has a very strong message, right? What other kinds of things are you interested in doing?
Anything that hits me and I feel authentic about doing, whether it's about, something about a play like this, which hits on very key themes on self-delusion, the need for fame, the need to win. That really is interesting to me. Anything to do with sci-fi, something out of this world that, you don't know about, you just kind of dream and imagine would be really fun to do, I think. Horror is not really my genre, but it's fun to be bad. So, something around those lines would be fun to do as well. Comedy, I think, is extremely hard. And I've done comedy before, but I'd love to do more of it.
Sounds to me like the plan B is working out really well.
Thank you.
And you're comfortable with the choice.
I am. I love it. I'm very happy with it.
You're never going back to engineering.
I don't think so.
So where can people go to buy tickets?
They can go to Eventbrite. Our website is brokenimages.eventbrite.com, and they should be able to buy tickets there.
Excellent. And again, opening night is August 11th, 8 p.m., and it runs through till the 20th.
Yes.
Excellent. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is what she said. Stay with us.